Hello guys! Riza Sanas of Succulent Plant Habay Mami Approve, and today ay mag-uusap tayo about grow lights. Ano ba ang importansya ng mga grow lights or ng grow lights para sa ating mga halaman, lalo na kung wala kayong malaking space sa backyard nyo or you wanna grow your succulents indoors. So, kung interesado kayong malaman and kung interesado din kayong malaman kung ano yung personal kong ginagamit to help with my succulent collection, please keep on watching. So guys, pag-uusapan muna natin ang reasons bakit importante ang ating grow lights para sa ating mga collection. So first, to give the succulents sufficient sunlight na kailangan nila to grow and thrive. So, for example, gusto nyong mag-grow ng Korean succulents or succulents in general, pero limited ang inyong space. For example, nakatira kayo sa isang apartment na medyo maliit lang and wala kayong space na paglalagyan ng inyong collection, then I would suggest na you use the grow lights para mag-thrive and mag-grow ang inyong mga halaman. Second reason bakit kailangan ng grow lights ang ating mga succulent, kung gusto nating ma-preserve ang kanilang colors as well as ang kanilang compactness and to prevent stretching or etiolation ng ating mga halaman, ay kailangan nating gumamit ng grow light. Although the etiolated and green and dull succulents are still healthy, pero mas gusto naman natin yung compact, pinkish, and colorful succulents, diba? That's one of the reasons for me bakit I started to collect succulents. It's because I find it really pretty kapag cute sila, compact, chubby. Another reason is that some succulents can't really tolerate direct sunlight or direct heat from the sun, especially yung mga Korean succulents and as well as yung mga newly potted na mga succulents which prefer bright shaded area. We use grow lights to mimic the sunlight or the light coming from the sun, but minus the extreme heat that it emits. So next is, let's talk about the type of grow lights na usually ginagamit ng mga collectors. So there's a fluorescent lights, there's LED lights, pero right now, what we're gonna talk about is more of the LED lights, mainly because these are the lights that I usually use for my plants, and I think that they're more economical, has more life to them, as well as mas matipid siya sa kuryente compared dun sa mga fluorescent lamp. Yes, mas mura yung fluorescent lamps, yung mga T5, T8 bulbs, but then LED lights are more expensive, but then they save you more with the electricity consumption. Alright, so kung makikita nyo sa likod ko, that is the light bulb that I use, or grow lights that I use. So I use the Monios LT8 LED grow lights, and I bought it from Amazon. So per strip, it's about 42 watts. And then it has the daylight full spectrum. Ayan. So kung makikita nyo, hindi masakit sa mata yung kanyang colors. Meron kasing ibang grow lights na katulad ng grow lights ko dati. It emits like red and purplish blue colors, which is napaka-harsh sa mata. But this one, the one that I get is like the daylight full spectrum colors. So hindi siya masakit sa mata and mas ano siya, parang mas minimimic niya talaga yung color ng sunlight. Although, mas nai-stress yung mga plants doon sa blue, pinkish, purplish na light. Pero I believe these lights are okay just to not or help the succulents not to be stretchy or hindi sila maghanap ng light, and as well as preserve natin yung compactness as well as yung colors ng ating mga succulents. So, saan nabibili itong mga grow lights na to? So, I bought this online. Meron din ata sa mga nursery stores, pero mas expensive sila kapag binili nyo doon compared kung bibili kayo sa Amazon or Lazada, Shopee. So, I would suggest na tumingin muna kayo sa online before kayo bumili sa store kasi mas makakamura kayo. Alright, so I just wanna share some tips and tricks for you guys kung paano ba i-set up ang ating mga grow lights para sa ating mga halaman. So, first, as is you need to use a rack to hold your grow lights. So like katulad ng ginawa ko nito, make sure lang na merong pagsasabitan ang inyong mga grow lights. So it's really advisable na gumamit kayo ng rack. You can build yourself a rack, or you can also buy online. Ano mo makikita yung mga metal na mga racks, you can use that as well. You also have to secure the grow lights doon sa inyong rack with the use of screws or double-sided tapes. So itong part na to, sinecure ko siya with a double-sided tape, pero ayan, kung nakikita nyo, medyo hindi siya matibay. And so, ang gagawin ng husband ko dyan is i-screw niya. Pero this part here ay naka-screw siya, so which is mas sturdy and mas mas matibay. And then next is make sure that the distance between the plants and the light is about 6 to 12 inches. That's from the light bulb, kung nakikita nyo, to the plant itself. Para sigurado kayo na nakaka-receive talaga ng light yung inyong mga halaman. If you're gonna ask me, gaano ba katagal dapat naka-expose ang ating mga halaman sa grow lights? So, ang grow lights, guys, ay syempre minimimik niya ang light from the sun. So, kung direct sunlight, ang halaman natin, they should be exposed to the light with the sun, about 6 to 8 hours. Pero, if you're using grow lights, you need to use it longer. So, about 12 to 14 hours dapat silang naka-expose kung you're using the grow lights. Pero, for me, lalo na kapag gloomy, it should, mga 16 hours ko silang naka-on yung grow lights ko. Just to make sure lang na pinapatay nyo sila during the night. Kasi succulents also needs to grow. And they grow in the dark. So, ayan, kailangan talaga natin silang pa rin sa dark. Kailangan pa rin may dark hours din ang ating mga succulents para talaga sila ay mag-thrive at lumaki. Ayan. That's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And kung na-enjoy nyo ang video na to, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell button para updated kayo sa ating mga upcoming na videos. And I can't wait na maging 1,000 na tayo ng mga subscribers. So right now, we have about 920. So less than 100 na lang kailangan natin. So please, guys, kung meron kayong mga kilala na succulent lovers like you and me, please direct them to my channel. So I want to give a quick shout out to one of my new friends here in the YouTube community, and his name is Gay on a Budget. He also has an Instagram account as well as a YouTube channel. So if you guys like unboxing, succulent hauls, as well as lots of giveaways, he gives a lot of pretty giveaways. You guys check out his channel as well as his Instagram account. And thank you so much for your support, Gay on a Budget. If you guys have suggestions, ideas, or if you want me to give you a shout out, please let me know in the comment section below.